We're just excited to get going, and I think everybody is. We're about 20 practices in, and yeah, they're getting tired of each other, like a lot of people have already mentioned. But I'm excited too. I think we got a lot to prove, and we got some hills ahead of us. But I'm really excited. It's been a really fun group to coach, and pretty enjoyable every day. They got great attitude, so that's all you can hope for.
We'll open up now for questions. For our media, please use the raise hand function. We'll call on you to ask those questions. Let's go over to Shane Metlin to kick it off.
Hey, Sean. We've talked a lot, all the time about, kind of building up the conference, maybe kind of trying to emulate that Ivy League strategy where they were able to get multiple teams in the NCAA tournament. Everybody who's been on here today has kind of talked about how tough their schedule is. I know you obviously have, some big name programs on there. Are you kind of looking around the league too? Like, I know you want to win your games, but are you looking around the league at what everybody else is doing as far as scheduling and, seeing other teams playing Texas like you are, or LSU, like a lot of big name programs are you looking at those games as, you know, big opportunities for the conference as a whole and kind of really pulling for those teams and those ones?
Yeah, I think in college sports, or I guess in my experience in women's basketball, um, I don't know if it's unique or not, but yeah, I'm rooting for everybody. I'm rooting for everybody to win every single non-conference game they can, not just for us, right? But like, yeah, I believe in that. I believe in the direction the conference is going in, and I believe in what we're trying to do. And I mean, you can put us there like we're no, we're just, we're just doing what's best for us, right? And I think that's what every coach has to do, right? Everybody's in a different process of their team, whether they're building, whether they're starting over, whether they, I listened to Destiny, and it's like, we didn't know how good we were last year, and now this year we know we're going to be good. Like, we should start putting some more challenges on our schedule. Everybody's got challenges on their schedule, but more challenges on their schedule. And so, um, to answer your question, Shane, yeah, I've gone through everybody's schedule, and looked at their non-conference, and just out of interest, because that's just, who I am. But yeah, I'm rooting for Destiny every game. I'm rooting for Shanda every single game, because I want this league to be uh, given the respect I think it deserves. Last year was an interesting case, but man, 2 years ago, the amount of talent in this league was just absolutely unbelievable. Singular talent of players on the team, like our all conference team, was unbelievable. So, I think everybody's got to do what's best for them, right? And in the end, we are judged a lot by wins and losses. That's a fact, right? As coaches, but in the end, I think the idea here is how do we pull the bar up for everybody in the Sun Belt, and how do we get, Destiny a better seed in the NCAA tournament, right? Or multiple teams in the NCAA tournament, which is increasingly hard. But I'd be really proud of our league if we could get to that point.
Along those lines too, you know, maybe just even a handful of years ago, like for a mid-major to beat a Power Four conference team was, there was just a big gap there. Like when you look at like what everybody's bringing back along this league, where there's a player of the year, there's multiple all conference players coming back. Like, is it like a reasonable expectation that maybe the Sun Belt can get one or two of those games that they have on the schedule?
Yeah, and I think, Shane, that we have in the past. If I'm not mistaken, and if Destiny's still listening, you could thumbs up it. But I think they beat Arizona State last year, right? So, traditionally, we've had one or two. I know Gene. I can't remember who it was. I know he beat a high major last year. So that's the idea, right? Is that we can go. Maybe everybody can get one or two or three, and it can just help raise our bar. And that's, me, I believed in that for years. You can't beat them without the opportunity, without putting them on your schedule. And so, yeah, I looked at our schedule earlier, and I'm like shaking my head like, okay, we're really doing this, huh? We're Nova, at Texas, Virginia Tech, Boston College, Wisconsin. I mean, that's five high majors in a row. But yeah, we are. And we're going to find out who we are or something about who we are. And that's the idea. But I think this league, especially this year, you've got returners, you've got loyal, Crystal Henderson, like Gene was just talking about, right? Chrislyn Rose, who I have the utmost respect for, and you can go down the line, but with returners, right, with some consistency, I think you can have those opportunities and kind of take those opportunities. And so, uh, again, I'll be any chance I get, I'll be there. I'm rooting for any of our teams to win.